In this last video of our rhetorical appeals, we'll be looking at the appeal to logos. Think about this statement, these two statements, and which one is more impactful. The first one is what I hear from so many teens, from so many students, I just suck at math, or whatever subject you suck at. It's a very it's a statement, but there's no evidence to support it. It's a very emotional comment. Now imagine instead you said something like, my last three test scores were lower than 75%, indicating that I am struggling with these topics. Or you could, I try to be a little bit more euphemistic in the last phrase, but you could say that my last three test scores were all lower than 75, so I just suck. But that's not true. You're just struggling with those topics. And so the second one is a little bit more impactful because it gives you some concrete evidence to support the fact that you're struggling, that you're having difficulty. And it's your last three test scores and the actual scores of those tests. And so that's what Logos does. The appeal to Logos is using reason or logic or clear rational ideas to support the claim. And in fact, the Greek word logos actually means word, or it means embodied thought or rational thought. And that was a key important concept to the Greeks at the time. And so what you do is you have a clear main idea and you use details, examples, facts, statistics, or expert testimony for support. Does that sound familiar? Because that's what you're going to have to do in your argumentative essays. In fact, that's what you're going to have to do in all of your essays is to have that clear main idea and use specific examples to support your claims. Okay, you can use facts, statistics, or quantitative data, something that clearly shows your idea. Now, the problem is that there can be counter arguments. There can be statistics that are unfavorable for your position, or there could be other evidence that prove your ideas incorrect. And that's true. So, what you need to do, or what a good argument does, is it provides concessions by conceding to the fact that there is that evidence out there that could potentially refute their claims, or or provides refutation by saying, no, it's wrong. That data actually disproves or does not disprove my claim. So here's an example. Penn State came out with this advertisement saying that 1 in 5 women will be victim of sexual assault during her college years. Now, of course, there's definitely some pathos in this, but there's statistics, right? They're looking at how many women have reported sexual assault and how many women have attended, and they've concluded that it is roughly 20% of the female population have experienced some form of sexual assault. And so they're using statistic to support their claims. Here's another one. Since I used animals in the last video, I thought, we should provide an animal version that is actually logos. And you can see that Pedigree is claiming, their claim is that their product is healthy for dogs. And in this advertisement, they provide all the different examples that prove it to be true. And they show you specific examples for each aspect of the dog that is healthy for him or her. Here's another example. If someone were to say that, so the claim here is that suicide surpassed homicide in the year 2015, I believe, 16, 14. They would use this graphic that's saying that per 10,000 or 100,000 people, teenage people, you can see that in 2014, the number of suicides had surpassed the number of homicides. Uh, and so they would use this statistic. Of course, then there's in all three examples there are counter arguments that you can provide, but um, a good argument will account for those counter arguments. So that's how you use logos. So be on the lookout for how writers incorporate it to build their argument. And so think about the facts that are used, the statistics, the concrete evidence, and also know the counter arguments. And sometimes facts get distorted, right? We've seen that a lot these days where the numbers are being fudged. Um, And any kind of survey too can produce whatever numbers you want it to produce. So just always be careful when logos is being used, that you're always using fact checkers and you're always looking at the counter arguments and seeing if there's merit to those counter arguments as well. And make sure that your the argument is based on logical reasoning. All right, so good luck finding examples of logos, and hopefully you're experts at the appeals, the rhetorical appeals by now.